today. So we're reconnecting with rockers. I got B-Dog, Brandon Yeagley from Crobot, reconnecting with me today. I miss you so much.
Oh, we had such a great time last time we saw you.
Virtual. Well, look, I got my Parliament shirt on for you.
Nice.
Just for you. Here's what I wanted to talk to you about. I was really excited to find out that you were going to join me here. Our WDHA listeners, there is a sentimentality with you guys now because a lot of people feel like being with you that day at Raven Room and everybody's like, I can't believe I didn't win. For those that didn't join us, that was kind of the big hurrah for people before life as we knew it kind of changed a little bit. We were all out together March 1st. And everybody was kind of buzzing a little bit about this virus and is this coming and what is this going to bring? So every time we play a Crobot song on WDHA, I will get an email or somebody on Facebook that's like, oh, what a great time we had that day. Did you know that was my last big rock hurrah? So people really feel that feeling with you guys. And I don't know if it was kind of the same for the band.
Well, that's great to hear. I'm glad they don't blame us for the virus.
No, not at all. Not at all. The feeling and the vibe in the room that day at Raven Room at Horseshoe Tavern was so incredible. Everybody just had such that feeling of like, it was so awesome. So thank you guys so much for doing that.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having us. We had such a good time. It was our last hurrah too, that we were ending the tour. And it was like just a really nice, like you said, mellow, just kind of let it all hang out for us. And we just had fun with it. And it was
like coming home and rocking family. I mean, I felt like when we were there, it was just like this whole family vibe. People just had a great time. Everybody loved the tunes. And I was so impressed by you guys too, because you guys were just so loose. You guys were like, what do you guys want us to play? And somebody's like, oh, Sledgehammer. And then Chris is like, yeah, we can rock that one. Like, what do you guys want to, what song do you like? Oh, I'm a Rainbow, Stargazer. Oh, and the band breaks into that. I mean, it was just one of those amazing, amazing afternoons. So thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. We don't like to keep anything scripted too much.
Yeah. The band of fun. So you've been doing a little bit of a different role now. Because you've kind of been the guy at home who's kind of like the rock star. The guy who's got to go on tour and, dad, husband, but still kind of rocker. Now, your wife is kind of the rock star now because your wife is a nurse. And, you've been kind of keeping the home fires, going while your wife has been really working hard. What has that been like for you? That's amazing.
It's crazy. And thankfully, here where we're at in Schuylkill County, Pennsylvania, it hasn't hit us near as hard as it has hit some other areas. So we're very thankful for that. But yeah, she is an absolute rock star out there. And although, like I said, she's not really on the front lines per se, she's definitely dealing with, patients who don't really know what's going on. And it's such an unknown time for the world right now, and it's just really a crazy thing. And people like her, my hat's off to all of them, all the people out there who are just risking their lives for our health and safety.
It is unbelievable. We here in New Jersey are one of those areas that is just getting hit so hard. Every week we hear listeners are losing their lives, family members' lives, friends' lives. It is just so difficult, and we have so many hospitals in the area. And even just for me, when I'm on the air at WDHA playing music and I'll hear from somebody who's like, I'm driving to my job at so-and-so hospital. It sets you kind of back where you're sitting there going, man, am I even worthy, to be playing a request for this person? They are just heroes. And I'm glad that you and the family and everything are safe and hunkered down in PA. Rosie's going to join the interview because she's a huge program fan, and she's been kicking up her paws to be in one of these. So she's going to hang out with us a little bit. So what has it been like for you being home? I've asked artists this, when we have sort of a crisis going on, is it a time for creativity or a reflective kind of nature where you're sort of looking at everything around you and kind of taking it all in?
Yeah, I think it's both. I'm definitely happy to be home with the family and spending time, with the girls. And but it also lends for that downtime that musicians, we don't really get big chunks of that other than the in-between time when we're off the road, and that's usually spent catching up, frankly. So there are silver linings in all of this, and I think connecting with our immediate family and getting that time and making up for that lost time because we get so swept up in the hustle and bustle of normal everyday life. There's a silver lining in all of this. Although obviously I wouldn't want a virus
No,
to lead us to that point,
sort of
but
find where it's relative to you. You sort of have to find where can I find some positiveness, in this, some positivity in this situation. And it looks like you've got a great mindset to do that. And for you too, even when you are home, for musicians, it's kind of like everything is on a clock. So it's like, I got 3 weeks home and then 5 weeks out on the road, and then 10 days home and 2 more days out on the road. And then we're home for 3 months and then we get the new record. And, so you live by that kind of musician clock, where I would imagine now it's just sort of like, okay, we're sort of coasting in a little bit of downtime here, which is a little bit different.
Yeah, absolutely. And, there are silver linings in all of this. And,
Yep. I want to talk a little bit about Gasoline, which is the new single. You guys did so well with Low Life, and I was so happy for you guys because it was well deserved for a band who's been around, for quite some time and putting out great records. And Mother Brain, I think, it's the culmination of everything Crobot, and you guys did such a great touring cycle, and the old fans were psyched and the new fans jumped on board. So let's talk a little bit about Gasoline, man. That is a strong song.
Oh, thanks. It's one of our favorites on the record, and it's one of those tracks where we kind of threw it out there, and it gave us a more of a response than I guess we anticipated, even though it was one of our favorites and is one of our favorites. We're just so excited that it's the next single. We love Low Life as well, and we're thankful that you guys have supported us on that. And Gasoline is the one we're really excited about and really excited to put out there because it's been a fan favorite for a while.
And it's got such a little bit of a different vibe for me, a little bit of a different Crobot vibe, because it's got still that like strong, passionate power to it. But it's like a little bit more of like a serious kind of tune.
Yeah, I think a lot of this record was that for me. I really, dug deep and opened my heart up a little bit and poured it out, dealing with some of the things I've dealt with over the past couple of years. And we had a lot of time to really develop these songs too as a band and put a lot of time into it. And that's been really cool. And to have that side of the process kind of open up and us be more comfortable as songwriters, that sort of led us to this track. And I think it's a testament of the future of what our sound is as well.
And what really surprised me so much about the band, that everything that you guys do, because Crobot is that band where, I've likened you to, Bon Scott, like those real charismatic, fun, amazing frontmen, that we loved listening to and watching growing up. But when you guys strip it down and do acoustic, there's not one bit of a song that gets lost. Was it always like that for you? Because a lot of bands are like, dude, we don't do acoustic. Like that, it's just not what we do. We do not do acoustic. And the first time I heard you guys perform acoustic was in our WDHA studios. And I knew you'd be so perfect for Raven Room. I was just trying to get you, and we just were trying to make that schedule work. But man, when you do acoustic, it's as powerful with a whole new dynamic to it. So when did you guys realize, hey man, we could really, repackage these songs acoustically, no problem?
Well, Bishop and I started doing acoustic shows together before we even formed Crobot, and I think that's sort of our roots. And we've always been a live band, so to strip things down acoustically, it kind of goes along with the bread and butter of being a live band. We just try to go out there and have fun with it, and stripping things down can sometimes open you up a little bit. You don't have to kind of stick to the book, and I like that a lot. Like Layla, that has always resonated with me throughout the years of how you got the Derek and the Dominoes version, which is awesome, but then you take the stripped down version of
Yeah.
Layla, and it's like a completely different song.
Yeah.
So things like that can really give a new spark to the same song. So we always like to take things down that avenue too.
And what I love too about you guys, so freaking low maintenance. So the guys come in, because some people want to have like everything, like, all right, we're going to do X amount of songs, and then, all right, Terrie's going to introduce us, and then we'll do a little question. Do you know what you're going to ask us? And you guys just came in, you rolled like through a tune just to make sure everything was like working okay, did a little tune and stuff. And then it was sort of like, yeah, how many do you want us to do? Yeah, all right, we'll just, and you guys just came out and just slayed it. And it was like people were yelling songs and you guys were playing the songs that they were yelling. And it was just an incredible, spontaneous moment. And I think that that's what the fans really felt. Everybody felt your energy, and therefore their energy was like through the roof. I mean, think about it. We had kazoos, we had leprechauns, we had, whether you'd had a lot of cocktails that day, or you were going, you're just going some water for Sunday, you're on your Sunday best behavior. It was just a time where everybody just had such a blast. I mean, it was like that room became your family.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you didn't have a good time that day, you weren't out to have a good time.
And what did you have, like 2.5 hours sleep or something? Like you had no sleep. The tour ended the night before. You decided, you know what? Well, I'm driving home. I want to sleep in my own bed. Got up, drove back out to New Jersey the next morning. And you were like, yeah, it's fine. It's no big deal. Got to sleep in my bed. Got to see my kid. It was great. And when we all got in that room, it was just so magical and so much fun. So this record, Mother Brain, I think there's I think any tune could be a potential single for the band. There's so much great stuff on this record.
Thank you.
So I'm wondering, are you guys going to still keep releasing singles, or are you guys starting to, because bands start to write the next record, when they're out on the road or, together hanging out. So are you and Chris, you have already some songs in the can, or?
Oh, absolutely. We're always working. Bishop I can't keep up with the guy. He writes so many riffs, and but again, this downtime has led to diving into more of that stuff and opening up that box a little bit. I mean, we're just taking everything day by day. But staying creative is half of what we do, and we're just gonna embrace that half of what we do and keep it rolling. But nothing, on the pipeline, no schedule per se. Gasoline just dropped, so we'll be riding that out for a little while. Hopefully that picks up some steam, and we'll hope to see everybody at the quickest we can see you.
Right,
I guess
exactly.
That's
what we keep saying to everybody, do what we have to do, keep everybody safe, keep everybody healthy. And when we're able to all do it again, we will all do it again in a big, giant way. And I'm going to put you guys on the spot too. When we are all able to do it again, you will come back to Jersey and do something for all of the WDHA listeners who were jealous with the winning crew the first time and were like, I can't believe I didn't get in for Crobot at the Raven Room. We'll come back, we'll do something else like that, and kind of get the band back together again with a bunch of different listeners who are big Crobot fans.
Hey, let's do it. Anytime.
I love you. I'm so happy to see you. It's just so nice to see you. Say hi to Chris and the boys, man. Give you a nice little virtual touch and social distancing from the Zoom. And these Zoom interviews are so bizarre because I'm not the most technically savvy person. So, for me in the beginning, it was sort of like, I was doing one of these. You ready? Is this on? It was not pretty. It was like an SNL, skit. So, thanks for being patient, and always great to see you. Say hi to everybody. And Mother Brain, for those of you fans who are like, you know what, I got a little more time on my hands. I want to, pick out some great music and some new bands. I'm telling you, Mother Brain, a dynamite record in my top 5 of last year. Just tremendous. And thank you so much for hanging.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much for having me. We love you.
Love you. Best to your wife and the kids.
Thank you so much.
Yay.